AccuStats Video Productions is happy to present another game in the 1992 SL Billiards World 3-Cushion Open. I'm in Elmhurst, New York, in the borough of Queens at the beautiful SL Billiards owned by Sang Lee, the American champion. And we're getting down to the final rounds of the 1992 event, which is one of the most remarkable tournaments ever held in the United States. We'll be bringing you the game between Sang Lee, who now 2 years in a row has won the U.S. championship without the loss of a game, averaging in the area of 1.4. And his opponent is the remarkable child prodigy, you might call him, Daniel Sanchez of Spain. With me here in the booth is Roberto Arana, who'll be helping me bring you the action. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Bob, and thank you for bringing me over as your guest at this great event here in Elmhurst, New York.
I haven't seen any top player miss the break all week.
Oh my God, they never do, Bob. They're too strong.
I guess we should just start out 1-0 and let him shoot the second shot.
Definitely. And that kid is really strong. You know, he's a young kid. You know, he's a brother of 2. He's got a brother and a sister, and his father started teaching him when he was about 9 years old.
Now that's interesting. I was going to ask about that. Most young talents turn out to have a father or somebody who gets them started.
His father's not such a strong player, but also Jose Martin, the other Spaniard player playing in the tournament, started teaching him a little more than his father did.
I see.
And finally, Bollinger took over and made a master of him.
Bollinger is a very fine French player. In fact, he's probably the tallest billiard player in the world. I think he's 6'5" or something. Well, Sang Lee's off to a good start.
Well, he keeps scoring. Sang Lee's doing really great in the tournament, Bob. He's won 6 games and lost only 1.
That puts him right up there with world champion Blomdahl, who's 7-1. Their losses, I think, in both cases came to one of the unseeded players who they have to spot 10 points to. This is an unprecedented format, really, where we have...
Well,
go ahead.
Unseeded players are playing awfully good, Bob.
Right.
We're seeing games at 31 innings, 28 innings. It's quite a surprise.
You don't want to spot a player like that 10 points in 50. It's kind of ridiculous.
It is. Well, they're not expected to play as good, but they have something else in their bags, you know.
Look at Komori having to spot Al Gilbert 10 points, and Gilbert throws a 14 at him and wins that game.
Big surprises.
The way this was set up is 32 players in an open division, and they took 4 round robins there to determine the top 2, and then that's 8 players who joined 5 world-class players who were seeded into the finals. The 5 seeded players were Jose Paniagua, the Pan American champion, young Daniel Sanchez, Yuniki Komori of Japan, very, very fine player, our own Sang Lee, and world champion Torbjörn Blomdahl. They go to 50, the qualifiers go to 40.
Yeah, we have all these top players in the USA here, Bob. Everybody came over. We can see Alan Gilbert, which has been one of the top figures in the U.S. billiards for the last 20 years. And Frank Torres.
Practically every top player was here. Gilbert, Torres, Hallen, Ashby, Figuera, yourself.
Thank you, Bob. Well, I had a good chance, and boy, I tried hard to qualify, but I hope next time I will be in the round, Bob.
Well, you had a lot of company on the sidelines because Carlos Hallen didn't make it, Frank Torres didn't make it. That just shows you the strength of the U.S. field.
I think this is the strongest tournament that has been held in the USA for very, very many years, not counting the Grand Prix event at Vegas, Bob.
Yeah, that was a strong thing, but just for a special tournament, this is a terrific field.
It's good to see these events coming to the USA, and we hope we will have them more frequently now. World Cup authorities are giving a break and like letting these players come to America and play without having sanction fees allowing them to play, Bob.
Yeah, that was a big boon. It enables us to see these players, not only just for us to see them, but thanks to Pat Fleming and AccuStats, we're getting to tape them, and these will be terrific instructional tools as well as just recreational tools for American players. Go ahead.
Tell you, Pat's doing a great job in doing this. You know, nobody has ever done it before, and I think it's quite a plus for the sport, Bob.
Boy, he made a nice shot there. Real short all the way into the other corner. This kid is impressive. One of the features of this week-long billiard festival is that the top 5 players before this 13-man round-robin finals began played a little round-robin among themselves. And young Danny Sanchez stepped off the plane. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't have any friends here. And his first match in the informal round-robin was with Sang Lee. He ran a 6-6 and 5 toward the end to beat Sang Lee. Next up was Blumdahl, and he beat Blumdahl. In fact, he ended up winning that 5-man round robin.
And he did with an average of 1.484 and a high run of 4, Bob.
He must have had
14.
14,
I'm sorry.
yes.
This is incredible. His best game was 2.273 average, Bob.
How about that?
Not bad for a young player.
Think how good he'll be when he gets out of kindergarten.
Well, we'll see how he does against Sang Lee. You know, Sang Lee is hitting the ball really good also.
Right.
In the past game, in the preliminaries, he beat Sang Lee in the 41 innings with an average of 1.220.
Yes, I thought Sang Lee was not really going to be a factor because trying to run a tournament and running it in your own room where you have so many interruptions, it's just about impossible to play well. But he seemed to have found his game here in the finals, and he's among the leaders.
Well, he's fighting for first place now, which is good. He's got great opportunities to come up first.
Yes. We're in Saturday evening now, and finals are on Sunday.
Well, everybody was celebrating your exhibition, Bob.
What exhibition?
The exhibition you just made on the other tables.
Yes, well, that's a 4x8 table, and I just turned out I made practically every shot I tried. I'm ready here for the big tables now.
Well, with all the knowledge you have, you know, I shouldn't have any problems. Hey, you have all the books and all the exhibition trick shots you have in your books that are quite a plus.
I have that one trick shot book. I was thinking of calling it 300 Shots You Can't Make. But that seemed, the publisher thought that was a little negative.
Is that only 300, Bob?
There's about 300 in there. Well, let's see. The score is roughly 8-3, I believe, in favor of Sang Lee. Now they play even up, game to 50.
Sang Lee is taking the lead pretty quick now. Well, with this young player, you never know. He may step out and run 20 in 2 innings at any time.
A couple of months ago over in Europe, oh, there's a nice one. Not quite nice enough. Over in Europe, he played in the World Junior Championship. I believe that's for players 18 and under. And he won with an average of 1.263.
Yes, and he also played that other Belgian player, Fortomo.
Yes, he must be a very good player. He had a big average, too.
Yeah, he played him, and he played the finals with young player Sanchez, and he was telling me how strong the player was. He ended up with 1.100 average. But Fortomo is 21 years old now. He's going to be out of the junior championship.
Oh, I guess the junior then is under 21.
Yes, yes.
And I think Sanchez was only 16 when that tournament was held.
Exactly. Well, they had junior championships in Spain, but the World Junior Championship started last year, Bob.
Oh, I see.
Great shot by Sang Lee.
No lead is safe against these players.
Well, you know, the young player from Spain is rated now 11th in the world. Can you believe that?
Isn't that amazing?
And
I was astounded to find out last year that he was rated #1 in Spain because they have some terrific players over there. And I said, what? 16-year-old? And
well, they got Avelino Rico for one thing, and they got Carrillo, Teclas, Nadal.
Yes, all those players. I saw them play when I lived in Spain for 6 months 2 years ago.
Well, when he won the Spain championship, they were all the best players in Spain at the time. He beat them all in a row. He didn't lose one single game. Isn't that great?
Yeah, see, one of the very fine Spanish players is that Jose Carrillo. He weighs about 300 pounds or something like that. They call him El Gordo. But he has this beautifully smooth way of handling himself at the table. He's like a featherweight.
Yes.
And he's a big, powerful stroke. And
well, it looks like he's been picking up from all the players because his style is very different, nice and smooth.
yes,
you know?
it's a classic style. The way he stands at the table looks like a picture in a book.
Yes, yes. Very, very nice. Oh, he just missed that shot.
He usually doesn't miss that.
You know, young player, he played all the World Cup events last year. He played as a qualifier, and he qualified in a few of them. He played the Berlin and ended up 9th after Zanetti got him out of the round.
I think in a year or two he's going to be a monster. He's so composed. He has all the moves.
You couldn't say he'll be the man to beat because he's still a young kid.
Right.
You know? Very young player.
There's just a few little things. He seems to get a few more kisses maybe than the top players. It's just a very fine line that keeps him from being the best.
Definitely. In the Seoul, the Korea Grand Prix, Kulemans had to take him out of the round. He was beating everybody.
Look at that shot. Honest to God.
Beautiful. You know, he ended up 5th in Seoul.
Yeah, that's a good showing. But
that's really great.
I see him make that cross table, and I hate the kid. He's a very modest, self-effacing young fellow. He's not a show-off. He's very well trained by some of the top players in Europe.
Well,
all the more reason to hate him, I guess.
Playing really well.
He made it.
Oh, look at this shot, Bob. He also, I was going to say, he's also a very lucky player. Well, he's got 2 points now. Now we're 9-5 in 4 innings only.
He got a little kiss there that ruined it. He almost made it anyway. That's both of them in a row. They smiled and laughed at each other because they each got a kiss and almost made the shot.
Well, look at that couple sitting there, the Komori and Zhang Li.
Yeah, right there on the screen is Komori walking off to the left, one of the best players in the world.
Great personalities.
Now, what is he doing here? Is he going to back up short, or is he going to thin through the hole, I guess? Through the hole behind the red, and then off short, but that's too long. He knew it immediately.
Well, you see how these players, Bob, they don't even think about safety game.
Certainly not at this stage of the game.
Definitely.
Maybe in the last 10 points they might try to protect themselves, but here they're trying to run 20.
Well, you see the lead there, you know, very open. It's quite dangerous with these kind of players.
I love watching Zhang Li. He's such an artist at the table.
Definitely.
See, now his chin is quite a bit higher above the cue than Blumdahl or Sanchez. He uses a much shorter bridge than Blumdahl. And he has this a very nice style.
Well, Danny has quite an advantage in this game, Bob. nobody worries about him to say this young player he cannot beat me at all.
Yeah,
It's quite a surprise.
I don't think they think that of this kid.
Especially with his smooth character, you know. Well, Shanley's scoring one more, so now he's got 10 points. What a shot.
That's some try.
Well, he's got 10 points now.
Well, Sanchez should come close on this. He can go off the left side of the yellow with left-hand English for a 4-rail shot. He might even
4 rails position shot, yes.
Yes, if he can hit it softly enough, the yellow will come back to the same long rail.
You have to feather the ball very smoothly on this shot.
Well, he couldn't hold the yellow, but he made the point.
Yes. Very nice. I thought he'd probably grab a smaller ball for position, but he played it right. Making sure he makes the point.
Well, he's looking this one over. He doesn't know which way to go. He's going to have to finesse it there, 2 rails behind the red, and then pick up 1 more rail. He just has such a nice form. He missed it.
Missed it. Well, Sanchez, he plays at the Club Barcelona with the Catalonian Confederation affiliated to the Spaniard Federation. I understand they have team games, and then they go to a national team championship, and then they go to an open tournament for the nationals.
Yeah, they have a lot of team play in Europe, and Spain has many, many beautiful clubs, and the Barcelona area is the hotbed of billiards in Spain for any travelers listening who might want to go over there. You can't find billiards everywhere in Spain. For instance, there's no billiards in Andalusia, and there's only a few clubs in Madrid, although they're very nice.
Yes.
It's in the Barcelona area and on the east coast of the country, Alicante, Valencia, and Barcelona. The club that Sanchez and his compatriot Martin play in, they were telling me, is quite close to the Olympic facilities.
Oh, yes. Well, you see, Sanchez is not only, you know, prior to winning the Junior World Championship, he won the Junior Championship in Spain 5 times.
Oh,
so he started really early, yeah.
12 years old or something. Now, if Sang Lee has changed his shot and is going to play a cross table with reverse, has a little high to drop down into the corner. He has to go pretty close to the corner to make this over in the lower right.
Oh, he's going to play the.
How about that?
Play the double. Then
Isn't
got
that
the
a
little
shame?
kiss.
But that was a very good shot. He had to load up the high to dive into the corner. He left it
Well,
off.
he got 2 more and a little kiss. That's his 2nd kiss in the game. This player barely ever get a kiss, Rob.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really surprising.
On the screen is George Ashby, who is refereeing this game. He's a 3-time national champion. Look over this way, George, and give the crowd a wave. There he is.
And the boy, he missed the qualifying for a hair.
Yes, he really should be in this field.
Boy, he tried very hard, and I wish he would have been in. He deserves it. It's one of the greatest players we have in the United States.
He says, "Be still, my heart." What's he going to do here? Try to double the rail? That's pretty tough.
Oh, pretty tough. Still looking. He'll probably go.
I guess he heard us say that, and he realizes that it's too tough. Now he's looking at a 2-rail bank. Now he's going back to. I think he's going to try to cross. No, you know what he's doing?
Backing it up?
He's drawing it all the way back to the lower rail. There it comes.
Boy, what a beautiful shot, Rob. There he goes.
How about that?
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Look at him, not a flicker of emotion, and he plays a power draw. This little kid, he only weighs 45 pounds.
Great technique, you know. He just very softly also. Great technique on the shot.
Just smooth.
Put the pressure in the back of the cue, and it goes back like.
He probably weighs less than George Ashby.
I think he surely does. Missed it. Well, out 13-7. We're in the 8th inning.
Watch this force draw across the table.
Beautiful
wow,
shot.
He got a lot of rails there.
Beautiful shot.
He hugged the end rail twice.
Well, Sang Lee, when he plays that shot, even on the long rail, Robert, he banks it, goes back and forth the rail, and never lets go of it.
Yes. This is going to look nice too.
You have a couple of those shots in your trick shots.
Yes, they're almost trick shots.
Yes. They're part of the classic fantasy repertoire, yes.
I mean, you study trick shots like the shots in my treasury of trick shots. They're not just for entertainment purposes. Almost every one of them illustrates some principle or some effect that you can get with the ball.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes that comes in handy in a game. He made it. Nope, I thought he was going to miss and back up.
It's very close. So now he's got two, 15-7. Boy, he's living in very tough shots also.
The kid hasn't had much of a chance. I guess he's going to go.
A 5-railer.
How's he going to miss the kiss here? Real thin? Oh, full. Nice shot.
Very nice.
Imagine knowing all that at that age.
Boy, he was playing it with a kiss. That's his second kiss. This time it was a very lucky one.
I wonder if someone in the crowd is secretly telling him what shot to play, because he's too young to know all by himself. I just learned these shots a few weeks ago, some of them.
The Europeans play that shot very frequently. Usually we go 4 rails on that position, Robert. And it seems to be a very big ball executing it that way.
Here's a rail first shot. A little follow and a little kiss.
That's the 3rd kiss for Sang Lee.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
9 innings.
Mike Seamus was telling me that in the old days they used to keep track of kisses as one of the statistics they recorded, and apparently you're going to revive that tradition here.
Oh, definitely. You see, you can judge the control the player has on the game by the many kisses as he gets, you know, especially when they get close kisses.
He didn't handle that quite right. He got the kiss.
Another kiss. Well, that's why they say it's such a lovely game, Robert.
A romantic game with all those kisses. Look at that. Now that's 4, isn't it?
That's 4. That's 2 in a row.
He had to let the ball go there. He couldn't tell what was going to happen. Yeah, look at how lucky he's coming up on the leaves, though.
Yeah, it's a very lucky leave. We'll see what he does now. This young player comes out with some surprises.
He's looking at the 5-rail shot, but he's chalking up because he's going to have to slug it probably with some high English to make it go long. Now see, he's taking a great big stroke. He's moved his right hand back to the end of the cue.
Yeah, look at how he's holding the cue.
Way back. And
look,
do you see that nice action?
Beautiful.
What
Beautiful
a
shot. All the way back to the cue and hard grip also.
That's something for you students to think about. When you have to shoot really hard, well, lengthen your bridge and move your right hand back. Take a bigger backswing. That's too long. Maybe he was still thinking about how nice that last shot was.
Long and another kiss. Well, you go long, the opportunity of scoring it was already out of the possibilities were not there anymore.
15-9.
Fifteen to 9, 10 innings. It's an average of 1.5 for Sang Lee and an average of 9.1 for Danny Sanchez. Beautiful.
That's so nice.
Well, we have seen so many good banks, Bob. We see Junichi Komori, he never misses one.
Yes, many people think he's that's him in the upper left part of your screen. You can see him just stepping forward.
Probably the best banker in the world.
There he is, that's Komori. He's from Tokyo and long been one of the best players in the world. Now look back at Sang Lee, he's going to try a masse to bend real long. Watch the ball curve.
Boy, he overdid it.
Yeah, and see how softly he hit it. Most masses are stroked softly, unlike most people think you have to slug it.
Very educated hit.
He should make this one.
Beautiful. Softly.
Pat Fleming Jr. is our cameraman for this game, doing a terrific job. He always seems to have the zoom right where it's supposed to be.
Well, I tell you, Danny is not used to playing 5 games in one day also.
No, that's right. That's a lot to expect.
It's very, very hard on the players to play that many games in one singles, you know,
yeah, they seldom do that in Europe.
one single round, yes, especially with the 15-point games in Europe.
You can see Sang Lee's left hand, how loose his wrist is. It's he plays with the loose wrist, and not all the players do that. Some of them are a little firmer.
He usually hits the ball with the same grip also. Have you noticed that, Rob?
You mean in his grip hand?
Yes, yes. It's, you can see other players using different grips with different shots.
I think he is drawing back, is he? Oh no, cross
Going
table.
across the table.
I don't.
Or railer.
Not quite. Look at that. He missed that. Here, Sanchez will almost certainly have to try a bank. He's looking now to see if he can spring long enough. The tables are playing pretty long, and he's on the second diamond. He should have no trouble. He'll spring it out to about 2.5 or a little more. About where his hand is.
Well, he missed it.
Yeah, he did miss it.
It's an acute angle there. (17-10). This 13th inning coming up.
There's a nice view of Sang Lee. Can't tell what he's doing. Thin off the red.
Sang Lee shot it very fast.
Yes, he did.
Didn't take that as much time as.
I played Sang Lee a game once, and that was taped by AccuStats, and I was replaying it, and on one shot he stroked the cue 31 times.
Is that right?
Yeah, and he made it. He made the shot. It was a very tough shot.
31 times.
Yes, he stroked 6 times, then he straightened up and bent down and stroked 25 more times. And I fell asleep, and people pushed me, and I woke back up.
Reminds me of the champion of Peru and Sixto Jauregui. He's a player who's aims at the ball a good 20 or 30 times before shooting.
Yeah, that's a common thing, you mean?
Yeah, well, not all. It's on him.
Watch this, a force follow. That's a good view. Beautiful. Got into that first rail twice
Beautiful.
and then spun out.
Beautiful.
You got a nice hand. You know, the audience is quite knowledgeable.
Oh, yes.
If there's a good shot, they applaud, and if it isn't, they're not too excited. They know the game.
Definitely. Well, we got A.B. Rosen here with us. He's been sharing the excitement of this tournament.
Yes, he's a wonderful old man, a longtime New York player, and I think he's around 85 and still plays very strong billiards.
I heard he was in an exhibition game he played. He was telling me about the shooting on the, you see the shadow of the ball. Not many people uses that technique.
No.
But he handles it beautiful.
He's a wonderful guy. He's one of the few links we have with the old world of billiards with Cochran and Hoppy and those people. He knows all. He used to know those people. Now, Danny's got a good opening here. Might make a few points.
Boy, it would have been really great if he would have entered the tournament. Then we would have had a, you know, a grandfather playing
also. He did make it. Yeah. He could have held his own, and he would have beat somebody. That's for sure. Sanchez just barely feathered the edge of that ball. Nice control. Banked the yellow away from the red so he wouldn't get a kiss.
He never lets go. He can be 20 points behind and he keeps on scoring all the time.
Yes, so several of the games he's fallen way behind in the beginning and then staged a stirring comeback.
Very, very strong player.
He's playing a spin shot. Look at the way he got through the hole. Beautiful. Really nice. Coming right in, still has control of the balls. How many points is that, Mr. Referee? 8 points. 8? Ocho.
8
Ocho.
points. 8 points, and
that's really nice. And he's got an opening. If he can just get by this one, he has to really feather the ball. Could try 5 rails, but it would be very kissy. Now he's looking at 5 rails off the red. That's what he's going to do. He's going to cut the red over to the corner and bring the white ball all around. Oh no, he's spinning it, but he didn't get it.
Well, he's got 8 points. He's just caught up with Shang Li, and he's leading by 1 point now. He shot it.
He got a nice round of applause for that run. He's ahead 18-17.
He ran a 10 against Barraza before, and he ended up a 50-point game in 25 innings for an average of 2. Is that great?
Oh, God. When I was his age, I was still trying to find enough money to buy a popsicle.
There he goes, putting pressure on Shang Li.
Now look at the lead he has here. He's 10 feet away from the balls, right on the rail. Can't use any draw shots. But the 2 object balls are fairly close together. It leaves to the possibility of some kind of bank. I guess he's going to
play double the rail.
Off the red, is it? Yep. That's pretty tough. You have to shoot real hard with maximum English at a 10-foot distance.
He executed it well, but he grabbed all the half the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Got another kiss.
He's turned the tables
Well, he
on
got
Sang Lee,
lucky.
huh?
Left him.
Yeah. He turned the tables completely. Now the other two
Definitely.
balls are down there.
Well, Sang Lee figures he gains control of the game again by leaving him in that safety, and now he's the.
There's Sang Lee, and maybe we could look at the crowd behind Sang Lee. Off in the corner, there's a few
Well,
people.
we can see Sixto Jara get
Now
behind
there's
there.
Abel Calderon just behind that woman's head.
Hernando Pinera is
Yeah.
also in the background.
Abel Calderon owns a nice room called Abel's Club here in New York, but I think he's
Boy.
selling that and opening an even bigger place.
It's one of the most beautiful rooms I've ever seen in my life. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful
Okay.
room. I went and visited there yesterday, and boy, the layout is great with
Yes,
marble
that's
floors.
Abel gesturing. He's long been a supporter of billiards in the United States and has put on many fine tournaments. In fact, he tells me that in November he'll try to get Kuhlman's over here.
From the 3rd to the 10th. He will have a world-class tournament with all the World Cup players, and also an opening tournament so everybody can join.
Well, he's telling me that it isn't positive yet. He might have to delay it, depending on the availability of the world players, because the World Cup play starts about then.
Well, looking at the calendar, there's the only opening in the month of November, because then the players will have to go to Japan on the 15th.
Right. Well, we'll see. He said if not then, soon thereafter.
Hope we will have the event.
Yeah. Because by then, every billiard and pool player in the United States will have bought all of these AccuStats tapes and will be ready for more by then.
I tell you, this is one of the best happening in billiards, that you can take the tapes, take them home, study them, you know.
Yes.
And,
the ones we did in Florida a couple months ago, I find that after a few weeks even, I forget the details and I can watch them with a lot of enjoyment again.
well, all you have to do is to call 1-800-828-0397, and you can get the best billiard tapes collection there is in the world, Bob.
Yes, that's the AccuStats inventory list.
Yeah, and in pool, there's nothing like the big collection, all the top players in the world.
Yes, AccuStats is known for its fabulous collection of 9-ball tournament tapes, also straight pool and one pocket.
It's unbelievable, the runs. We see here Steve Miserak running 194 in one pocket. Can you believe that?
No, that can't be. 194 minutes.
194 minutes. Boy, I got it wrong. I just couldn't believe it. I said, Jesus Christ. Well, I think...
I can see you're not a one-pocket player.
Well,
a run of 9 is pretty good.
I was looking at it and I said, my goodness.
That's better. I'm glad you said that.
I tell you, I barely ever play pool, and playing one pocket's very hard for me because the billiard tables have no pockets, Bob.
Oh, we just missed it. Now, Sang Lee, of course, has some advantage in that he's playing on his home tables and he's sleeping at home. But on the other hand, he's running the tournament and it's in his room, and that's a lot of distraction. It's I'm surprised, really, he's playing as well as he has been. Well, Sanchez has a wide open field here. He's driving the yellow ball.
Looking for a position.
Bringing it right over to the same long rail, which is what you're supposed to do.
A little too hard.
He didn't count well on the red, so he's stuck a little bit. Now he's looking at a +2. He put his finger on the rail where he thinks he has to hit it. Now all he has to do is hit that point after 2 rails. Notice that this is not a safety shot. A lot of American players would go lightly off the side of the yellow to protect themselves. But
yes.
When you can average 1.5, you're better off going for the shot.
Yes, when you shoot the yellow
Look at
also.
that. right in the face.
There's a good position if you score. So that's another possibility when shooting that way.
They like this shot a lot. You just go short 3 rails and then come in off the 4th rail instead of drawing back off the yellow. Nice camera work, guys. That's what John Madden would say.
Well, the battle keeps on going. A very tight score there. That also features Spanish tapes, Robert.
Yes, I know that. You've done a tape all in Spanish in this tournament, haven't you?
Yes, yes.
With Frank Torres?
Jose Paniagua, the tried Pan American champion, and DANI Sanchez.
That was the game?
Yes, yes.
Who was your guest in the booth?
My guest was Frank Torres.
Yeah,
Yes, a great player. He just won the 2nd place in the team championship in Villars in Germany.
Right, that was the World Team Championship.
Yeah.
And Sang Lee and Frank Torres finished 2nd. And they finished ahead of such people as Raymond Kuhlemans and his son. And I believe Blumdahl and his father was in the team.
Yes.
Blumdahl's father was a 1 average player.
We're getting to see a lot of father and son activity, but Frank is the 2nd time he finishes 2nd, and then the
That's
Team
right.
World
He did that
competition.
with Gilbert once, I think, and that was in Madrid, Spain.
Yes, I think it was in Spain, and
I was in that Madrid club a couple years ago, and they had some banners from that tournament up on the wall, and also the program from the tournament. I opened up the program, and on page 3 was a picture of the King of Spain, and on the next page was a picture of Alan Gilbert.
oh, that's really nice. That's great. Well, Torres also finished 2nd in the world competition in El Cairo, Egypt.
Yes,
Individual world
right.
tournament.
And Blumdahl was
Was the
first.
champion,
Yeah, and apparently Frank had a good chance to be world champion that year.
Yes.
Kuhlemans had already moved to the Pro League, and Blumdahl joined him there the next year.
Another kiss for Sang Lee.
He might still make the point now. He's up to 5, I believe.
I think it's number 6. Yeah, yes, it's number 5. You're right, Bob.
Well, if we want to ruin his day, we'll tell him that after the game.
Oh, definitely. He doesn't like that. You can see. Oh, he's taking control of the game now.
Yeah, he has a good position here.
He's been scoring steadily.
Right, he looked at his carry angle off the red. He looked to make sure he wasn't going to run over Kamori. He looked like he played that a little too quickly, because if he had thought about it, I bet he could have done something better with the red. Not that he didn't do well, but that was a shot he only took a couple strokes. He didn't.
Oh, yes. Well, it was a
Now here's a maybe 5 rails, driving the yellow 5 rails. 1, 2. He cut the wrong rail.
Missed the rail, yes.
There is a position pattern like that.
He still got position, though.
Yeah, he drove the ball 3 rails.
Well, he's taking the lead now. This is a very important game for Sang Lee. He's standing in first place along with Blumdahl, and boy, he needs to win this game.
Yeah, Sanchez has lost a few. He lost to Blumdahl. He beat An, a man from Korea. He beat his compatriot Martin. He beat, is that Bartzos that he beat?
Yes, Chris Bartas.
And then he had a real thriller against Soo Kim, where he lost by 1 point. He had 49 points and Soo Kim had 40. Oops, that's saying
Yeah,
way
I
up
think
here. And
Sang Lia, he lost to Sui Kim on 36 points.
yes, and Sanchez lost by 1 point to
Yeah,
Sukin.
exactly. It's very exciting. He's lost 2 games by 1 point. Very unlucky. He lost to Gilbert by 1 point. He had 49.
Oh yes, I don't have that on my sheet here.
Yeah, he had 49 points against Gilbert. Quite an exciting game.
Yeah, that must have been, but that helped Gilbert out. He's got a few wins. I know when Gilbert played Komori, he chipped in with a run of 14, and that was a big win for Gilbert.
Well, it's just now the highest run in the tournament.
14. And Gilbert is averaging, I think, 1.1, something like that.
Yes, well, it looked like Blomdahl had that run of 22 prior to the tournament and at the exhibition game. And
that's right. Mr. Arana was not kidding. Blomdahl ran a 14 and came back a few innings later and ran 18 and out against Sangli and kept shooting and added 4 more.
Exactly.
What's this,
So
a 4-rail shot here?
That's
oh,
also
up and
a
down.
shot.
Look at that.
Yes. It's a beautiful technique. You go half a diamond off the ball and lift your cue a little bit and come straight into the ball. But
Might be doing the same thing
yeah,
on the next
Komori is
table.
playing the same shot.
He's,
You see he went a diamond off, so he couldn't get the ball back into the track. Beautiful shot. The tables run with a lot of speed in Europe, and then they use the up and down shot very frequently.
Now, he's going to play twice across, I think, and man, he's good on this shot. They all are, really.
They're all very strong in those shots.
No good. He's unhappy with himself.
Well, 25-20.
Exactly behind Danny Sanchez, where Danny Sanchez is sitting, is Hernando Piñeres. Not the man directly behind him, but behind him. And he owns one of the man with the mustache is Piñeres. He owns one of the best rooms in the country, too, the New Wave Billiards in Miami. I haven't seen it myself, but apparently it's a knockout.
Oh, Bob, I've seen it. I played there, and I tell you, it's actually the best room in the country.
Really?
He's got 40 tables. He's got 8 billiard tables, Wilhelmina's, and he's a great promoter. He's having a professional tournament coming in July, this coming July, the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. I hope we will have you there also,
Well,
Bob.
maybe so. If you send me enough money, I'll come.
Oh, definitely. Be a great tournament with the top players in the USA. I think Danny Sanchez has been invited to participate in the tournament also.
Really? There's so many tournaments for him to play in Spain and Europe. You know, it's I envy those people. They have so much wonderful. They have leagues. They have club tournaments. They have tournaments for different age groups and skill levels, and it's just beautiful.
We had to move to Europe,
Right.
Bob.
I'm thinking of doing that, selling my bicycle and moving away.
Buy a Volkswagen. And Korean champion struggling against Komori.
Yes, he got a prize for coming the greatest distance. He came, Mr. An,
yes.
came from, just spell A-N. There is the poster for a fabulous new magazine devoted entirely to three-cushion billiards. It's called World of Billiards. It's about ready to mail. And the editor and creator of this magazine is none other than my guest here in the booth, or I should say, Senor Roberto Arana. Let's hear it for Mr. Arana.
Oh, it's thank you. It's quite a pleasure and applause to the game and to all players. You know, you can call 305-264-0449 and to get a subscription, get everything about the world of billiards.
I've seen the first issue. He's got it here in a mock-up version, and it's beautiful with all kinds of detailed coverage of recent major world tournaments and some stuff on a system. Oh, he missed that. He thought sure he was going to make it.
Yeah, it's also you can get the schedule for all the international tournaments going on and all ABA tournaments and national activity. I said ABA, you know, the United States Billiard Federation actually.
No, it's the U.S. Billiard Association.
Billiards Association.
That's the third name we've had here in a while. But when you have the schedule of European events, you can plan vacations around that. Next, if you ever, perfect field goal. You know, next, if you're ever planning a trip to Europe, if you know the schedule of tournaments, you can plan it to be there when one of them is held. And they really know how to put on a tournament over there. There's lots of ceremony and fanfare. It's the game is regarded with tremendous respect, and it's a wonderful thing for a fan to see. Boy, look how he lengthened that out. It was beautiful. Very nice.
Well, a big crowd here in New York. We have people coming from all over the United States, and
now here's a double the rail shot. He's going to stay right along this end rail. There's a good shot. Oh, I think he missed the end rail.
Picked up the wrong rail, I think. I think he hit the corner. 26-23. Danny Sanchez leading this game at this time.
Leading the U.S. champion.
And fourth man in the world. Boy, I wish I would have known as much when I was that age, Rob.
Well, knowing it is one thing. The next thing is being able to execute it.
Oh, definitely. Well, it's definitely a one of a kind. I have never heard of any other young player that plays at the level of Danny Sanchez.
No, he's probably the greatest ever at that age. Kuhlman's was a great player, but he was about 20 before he became world class.
Well, Danny did it at the age of 17.
He's the Bobby Fischer of billiards, although I think he's a nicer fella than Fischer.
Yes. Or something.
Look at this shot. Oh, man, wonderful. But not quite enough. He deserved that one.
Well, Danny's getting a lot of support from the Spaniard Federation also. It's something that helps him a lot, you know, give him a lot of guidance and support.
Provide coaches and teachers.
Definitely, and they also help him with his schooling, you know, so he's got a future not only as a billiard player, but as a professional going to college.
Going to college? I mean, they're going to send him to college?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He's got great support from the Federation.
I guess he should study English so he knows whether to use right English or left English.
Oh, yes. Well, most Europeans speak 2, 3, and 4 languages. Spaniards, a little behind.
Yes, not so much in Spain. When I was in Spain, I had a hard time finding anyone who spoke English. They were cut off from the rest of Europe for so long. They didn't develop those skills.
Well, you know, with
look at this bank he's looking at. He has to really spring it out of the corner. He doesn't like it.
It's a tough position.
He's going to go thin off one of the... He has that little... He chews his lips sometimes when going gets tough.
No,
he's going to try to go just flat 3 cushion. Can he miss the kiss? He missed the kiss. Oh, I thought sure he had that after missing. He looked over at the referee to make sure he did miss.
Well, with the new cloth, the table slides a little bit. It just went a little bit longer. Shanley went long on that one also.
Yes, they've missed a few now, a few blanks.
That's a very friendly game. He misses, Shanley misses. He gets a kiss, then Shanley gets another kiss.
Shanley's a good host to this visitor from another country. Won't go through the hole.
He's got it. Well, if he would have hit it going in, he would have gotten better position probably.
He's nice on these finesse shots.
Good.
Got it. I wonder if the referee at his next opportunity could tell us what the innings are. Can wait till at the end of the inning.
Well, it appears to be about 19 or 20 innings now.
Oh boy, he just missed a couple kisses there.
Great shot.
He got a nice hand for that one. This is tough. He has a very, if he goes off the right side of the red, he'll have a very small target. Now he's thinking of backing up out of the other corner. Now he's going to reverse out of the other corner. He's using a lot of right. Yeah, he didn't hit it nearly thin enough. Yeah, that was a run of 3. Gives them 29.
He's 29 to 23. .28 innings. That's really great. I thought they had a little less innings than that.
We miss a few when we get talking, but they're both averaging 1. There's been quite a few innings here where they both had a blank.
Yes. So we're coming into the 29th inning now. Oh, Shan Lee hits it a little, you know, a bad hit for Shan Lee.
Yes, that's
very
true.
surprising.
It looks like he meant to hit it a little lower, and he hit it above center, and it
Yes.
didn't take off.
Both players are playing under their average. They're usually way, you know, they usually have a lot more points when they get to this.
Yes.
They're shooting a 1 average now. And
I think he'll find something through the hole there, like 2 or 3 rails first, then the yellow, and back to the rail for the red. Oh, that's an easier shot. Much easier shot. Just no English, 2 rails first.
He's got a, he picks up the right shots all the time.
He knows
He's
the shots.
Great ability for picking up shots.
It's amazing that a fella could play that well who has never read my book, isn't it?
Well, I think he has.
No, I don't think so.
I tell you, your books are all over the world.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't be surprised if he collects them all.
I know a friend of his who just opened a billiard supply store in Barcelona, and I correspond with him, and he does stock my book, but it's just in English. Gosh, they just can't
Misses it again.
But that gives Sanchez another opening. He can win this game now. He's already ahead 30 to 23.
30 to 23. Well, 7 points for Sang Lee doesn't, you know, it doesn't mean that much for these kind of players.
But Sanchez is at the table with another point right here. Who gets there first?
Oh,
He got kissed out.
got kissed out.
You can see them both heading
That's,
for the intersection.
That kiss number 6 for Sanchez.
This is nice. He's going to use a reverse. Oh no, he's changed his mind.
I think he's going to go up and down.
I think when he first leaned down, he was thinking of drawing it over here to the left long rail, but now that would bring the red right over with him, and probably for trouble.
You go through the ball and you lift the cue a little bit, and he gets you back into the track. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, if he hits it thin, he can swooping curve over to the long rail, right like that.
Oh, you're right.
Oh.
Another kiss.
I called that one at least. I must be a heck of a player.
Yes, you are, Robert. Well, another kiss, and well, the game is tied on kisses, Robert. They both have 6.
That's way above average, I'm sure. But with Sang Lee in the doldrums, if Sanchez can put together a couple clusters, he'll put Sang Lee in a deep hole. Sang Lee looks a little disgusted over there.
Beautiful shot.
I wonder if Sanchez has played the small billiard games like straight billiards and Balkland.
They do. In Spain, they are very strong. They still keep on playing all the different straight rail games.
Did Sanchez start that way, I wonder?
He plays that. In fact, him and Martin, they have played on the during the national ranking on straight rail also.
Oh. Because the last shot where he dropped in, he made that so easily, and that's an easy shot for a straight billiard player.
Yes.
That's good judgment. He knew that was on just by experience.
Probably Spain is one of the countries now that is playing more straight billiards than any other country. They're doing it very strongly.
Yes, that could be. They play a lot in Latin America, don't they, straight billiards?
Well, now three-cushion billiards is taking over Latin America. It used to be played a lot, but they still do it.
Yeah.
But three cushions, I think, has become the number one billiard game.
Another country in Europe that didn't used to have much in the way of cue sports, but now has three cushions, straight billiards, pool, and snooker is Austria.
Is that?
Yes. 10 years ago, when I was there in '84, they had just begun to build rooms, and now they've got many, many rooms. If you ever go to Vienna, don't leave without visiting some of the rooms.
Oh, yes.
They have snooker centers as well as carom billiards, and pool has made some inroads too, American-style pool.
Well, I think he scored 2 points for 5 points.
That's 5. That's 35 now.
23.
To 23. So Sanchez only needs 15.
Got a big lead now. That's 12 points ahead.
The red here is could be trouble.
Got it out.
Missed it by a couple inches. This might be worth watching. He can go off the right side of the white, I think, and come right down here in the lower left-hand corner and back out to the red.
Yeah, well, it's a small ball there. Well, it's actually a bigger ball.
He'll have a lot of nice spin on this. Should come right down in the left-hand corner. There it is. In fact, he's going to spin too short.
Probably short.
Yeah. When you hit the first ball that full, it picks up a lot of spin. That gives him 24. He's 11 behind.
Well, Jose Paniagua just ran an 11 on the other table.
He's capable.
Yeah, he ran a 16 on me in North Hollywood, the North Hollywood Open.
That was in January?
In February. And not only that, it was 16, and then he came back again and ran a 5 to knock me out of second place in the tournament.
Gee.
I was happy to see him play that good, even though he was knocking me out of that second place. But
well, what can you say when the guy runs 16? You just have to admire it. You can't say it was luck.
Definitely. I was rooting for the 17.
Yeah. I remember a fellow I was playing in a room once in Northern California. His high run of his life was 8, and he ran a 16 against me.
Oh, that's really
It was
cool.
very exciting because it was such a big thing to him.
Oh, yes. You get to enjoy them, you know. It's not the
Yeah.
same just watching, but when they do it and they're playing against you, I think you enjoy it even more.
Yeah, because, you know, billiards is so hard and it's so beautiful, and when a guy is able to beat the odds and get a run like that, it's wonderful for everybody.
I think San Lee is getting into a very difficult situation now.
He is. This kid is pouring on the points. I think the billiard players are, you know, are more admiring of each other's talent than some of the other cue sports.
Oh, definitely. Well, actually, billiards is such a hard game.
Yeah.
You know, they make a hard point, and you know, you celebrate it.
Now, he just went over there to look if it's possible to go into the corner without hitting the yellow and come back out and hit the yellow on the way back. He finds that he can do that, shooting softly.
Beautiful. Well, Sang Lee scored 45 points in the last game against
How many has he
Sanchez.
got, Mr. Ashby? Do you know? It's 4 or 5.
Still running.
That's 6.
That's 6.
What a player.
So that's 41 to 24 in the shooting.
It's a pleasure.
Big troubles.
Sang Lee is pursing his lips, saying, man, this is getting out of control. Who let this kid in here? Watch this draw shot. Not fast enough.
Well, that's 6 points for 41. It's really great.
It's just phenomenal. You know, in the whole history of sports and games, there's only been a very few examples of a player this young who plays at this level in his own discipline.
They've got 34 innings, Robert, and
34 innings?
34 innings.
Sang Lee is well below his average.
Well, below, he's shooting half his speed.
Oh, there he got
goes.
a break. He laughed.
Maybe he plays a little better with that little help. You know, it happens sometimes. You're down, you get a little luck, and then there you go.
I looked over at Sanchez, and Sang Lee made that scratch, and he kind of patted his own knee as if to say, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Okay, Sang Lee, let's do something for the good old USA here.
Come on, speed it up. Let's do it like in Berlin.
Now, he's got a tough spot here. I think he's too far up the table for a reverse off the red, so now he's looking at something off the white, and I don't see anything there. Sang Lee does. No?
Well, that's a very difficult shot. He'd probably go to the...
How about off the left side of the red and twice across?
Is he going to draw it to the long rail?
Just 2 long rails. 2 side rails, I think. There it is, but too much
Missed
ball.
it. That appears that he's a little out of control.
Yes, that was...
Because he shoot that shot beautiful.
He missed it pretty far.
2 for 26. Sang Lee is shooting an 850 average. That's,
yeah, he seldom shoots that low.
I have never seen him shoot that kind of an average.
Even in one game.
Never ever.
What was the average? Do you have his average so far?
He shot a 100 in his last game against Sanchez, which is also below his average.
Yeah.
Well, the pressure of running the tournament, like you said, it really gets to you.
Okay, now, I think he might be going twice around the table.
Yes.
He's got to watch out he doesn't foul the cue. The cue's there. See, he got it out of the way, but got another kiss. You have to shoot hard, and to shoot hard, you have to follow through, and the other ball is going to come right off the rail and hit the cue. So he lifted the cue, but then he got a different kiss.
7 kisses in 35 innings for an average of 1 kiss every 5 shots. That's very strong also.
Look, he has to elevate here to get enough draw. Draw over to the right long rail. Nicely done.
Very good shot. We can see Walt Horace also standing by the table there.
I'm not seeing.
Well, it's going on all around tournaments also.
Oh, look at that. I guess they're not froze because they're not spotting him up. I can't tell what he's doing. Is he just going straight up the table and back to the white, coming down into this lower left corner?
Wow.
Look at this shot.
6 rails. It's going to be 8 rails.
7, 8.
I think it's going to go a little long. Quite an attempt.
It was a hell of a shot.
Remember, with the old Brunswick tables, you could never attempt to go 8
No.
rails.
That's right. Especially with the old style cloth.
Sanchez is shooting now for 7 points. He's definitely taking advantage of Sang Lee's bad concentration, Robert. Well, now they're playing on the Ian Simone's 300, which is a cloth that is not that not used as frequently.
No.
You know, Granita has taken over the Simone,
Quite a
but
bit,
it
yeah.
plays beautiful though.
Yes, it does. Well, here's a 4-rail shot, I guess. Oh, look at this. Oh, man. He had me fooled there. I didn't see what he was going to do.
Well, that I saw him aiming. It looked like A.B. Rosen, the shooting of the shade of the ball with the draw. With he shoot that shot a lot.
Does he?
Yeah. He played a game, like I said.
The
a couple
gentleman
of
there
games
is
before.
Walt Harris. He recently came out with a book of nothing but billiard systems. He used to be a Chicago man. Now he's down in Florida. He collects billiard systems.
Yes.
Guess the players have taken. Okay. The players have taken a break. We'll look around and see who's. Now that gentleman is the champion of Peru.
That's Sixto Jauregui from Peru. He's the finished second in the World Team Tournament. 34 innings we have in this game.
And there on the left of
41 to 26. There it is, Sixto.
There's Mr. Komori, Yuniki Komori of Japan. Very powerful player. He's been very impressive with several games of 50 points in less than 25 innings.
Oh, the game here that Komori has taken the lead, but there.
Now, if you look way over further to the left, now that's Mr. An, who came all the way from Korea. Behind him is DANI, one of the players here who works at the room.
DANI had a lot of chances in qualifying for the finals also. Lost it at the second game, but he was a possible qualifier.
Well, it's back to our game. Sang Lee is shooting a nice, delicate shot, and that's good. Mr. Sanchez only needs 6 more points, and Mr. Sang Lee needs 23.
Well, Jose Paniagua just won another game against San Martin from Spain also. He has scored 50 to 32. Might have been another good game for
like
Mr. Paniagua. Sang Lee needs to come up with one of those fabulous runs he has come out before.
Yes.
You know,
he has a lot of great
do it.
runs.
He's down by 17 points.
He's got a couple of pretty good shots here, like rail first to the red is not bad.
Probably
He looked at that, and he could also play that ball first. Now he's going back up to the white. He can go off the right side of the white and come in short, or even a cross table off the left. But he's going off the right side of the white. That's right-hand English. Coming back to the long rail. He made it. They play that with such assurance, even though it's a long distance.
Yes. Well, Mr. Sanchez just the Spaniard matador, you know, just waiting for his turn to see if he can finish the game. Reverse English of the long rail.
Oh, I love that speed. That's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
Beautiful.
It's like painting a picture. He played that with just this nice, soft speed.
Beautiful.
I get all excited when I'm trying that shot. He's just so calm.
Very exciting. Well, it looks like he's trying to catch up with
Put something
Danny.
together, yeah.
Danny smiling, very secure of his advantage in this game. Look at his face, how he's smiling now.
Yeah, Sanchez is smiling, but you can't really relax.
Maybe, you know, it's not that easy to beat San Lee, the fourth man in the world, twice in a row.
That's right.
It's not that easy at all.
Gotta hand it to Sang Lee, you know, he's king of the hill here in his own room, but he didn't hesitate inviting the very best in the world to come here and play, even though he couldn't count on beating them.
Well, he didn't only beat San Lee, but also he beat Blondo.
Mm-hmm.
And he beat him with an average of 2.273, Bob.
There, look, there's a nice shot, so that's 7. He has a run of 7.
Blondo shot a 1.920 and loses the game with a difference of 22 points.
That's incredible.
How do you like that?
Oh, for right at the world champion and just put him right down the tubes. Now Sang Lee is shooting for his 8th point.
He's very capable of catching up in
There's 9.
one single.
And he has the ball
single inning.
in good position, right in the center of the table. Let's see if he can make another one.
Well, San Lee has gained a lot of his confidence.
Yes,
He
that was really nice. You can get a good leave, though.
He looks more secure now than he was just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Well, he needs it badly.
Nothing like around a 10 to kind of improve your spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's gonna. What's he going to do? Reverse across the table?
Reverse across the table.
He made it.
He
made it. Oh man.
Beautiful shot.
That's 10. Beautiful.
Well, he needs 7 more, and he will be even with Danny.
That's amazing. He's going to need a bridge here, I think. Well, he is left-handed. Maybe he can reach that. I guess he's got something. Oh, he's just going to play 5 rails.
5 rails.
I was looking at
And
the wrong
position
people.
on the 5 railer also. Get the white ball. Oh, misses the ball. Miscued.
That's incredible. It must
What
have
a shame,
miscued,
Robert.
yeah.
What a shame.
It's an odd one for him to miss, isn't it?
Definitely he had position
Yeah,
on
he had a good big target. That's a shame.
so that It's 37 Shang Li, 44 Danny Sanchez.
Nice shot.
Oh, Danny hit it just beautiful. Shooting for 5 now.
You'll come in, it's a 5 rail and come in short for 6 rails, I
5
think.
rails or 6 rails?
Yeah.
Probably even 7 rails now.
Mm-hmm.
I think he scored.
He didn't.
Oh.
A little too slow, it didn't back up. What's the word, is it tita, the word for tip in Spanish?
I beg your pardon?
What's the word for tip in Spanish, the tip of the cue?
Well, they call it different in different countries. We call it la ficha.
Ah, yes. Uh-huh.
La ficha.
And
Some of them call it el cuerito, you know, because it's made out of leather.
I see. And the cue is taco and all?
El taco,
Yes.
like a Mexican taco,
Yes.
but you can't eat it.
No. I know in Spain they also call it taco.
And they call the ferrule.
Here's a cross table, I think, isn't it? Off the red? Yeah, right in there. Wow, what a shot.
Great shot.
The crowd loved that one.
Beautiful shot.
Even Sanchez reps his cue with his chalk. Oh, he played that with such overpowering strength. Slammed it right over there.
Oh, he went
way too long. A nice thing about three cushion is its international flavor. You know, you can go all around the world and find friends who play.
Oh,
and,
definitely.
And when you have a world tournament, it's a genuine world tournament with people from every continent except perhaps Antarctica. But, pool used to be just the United States, but in recent years it has picked up an international flavor too, and there's wonderful players now in Japan and also in Europe.
Yes, and American players are now going to Europe.
Yes, and they're having a lot of trouble too. Those people can play.
Definitely. And even there was a tournament, Ivo Mataya went to Europe and played on a very unusual tournament where snookers was played, and a round of snookers and a round of pool also.
Yes.
This, I think, is the first time it ever happened.
Yeah, I think you're right. I would think that's short, but it isn't.
Boy, he hit it
right
really good.
Right into the corner and got as long as possible. He only needs a few.
Well,
he's got 3. He's got 2. And he needs 3.
boy, it went away.
But
Well,
he protected himself. He didn't leave anything.
well, San Lee had a run of 14 against Aguirre in the team's world championship, and that's what he needs now. Even he only needs 12, so he can shoot it at any time. Beautiful. Just a little long.
He has a rapid fire tournament here once a week, I guess. It's completed in one night. It's one of those things where if you win the tournament, you have to add a few onto your handicap and go to more the next game. And Sangley's now up to 70. He has to make 70 points, and the other top players make maybe 40.
And you're talking top players like Sixto Harrigan, Michael Ken, and Sue Kim. Everybody shooting under 40, and he goes 7.
Look at this shot. How
wow. Wow, what a shot.
I'm anxious to play that again on the tape so I can see what the position was and why he chose
also,
that.
it looks like a straight-railed situation.
Yeah. He needs 1 point. He has 49. And Sang Lee only has 38, and I think Danny will make this shot. There's a little problem. Make sure he hits the yellow thin enough so it doesn't bounce back up and get into the way of the... Oh, I see. He drove it that way.
Boy. I think he won
That's
the
a wonderful game.
second winning in St. Lee in one tournament. That's really great.
Everybody's thrilled with that performance. We've seen a real wunderkind here. Everybody's congratulating him. You're all thrilled to see this new superstar arrive on the scene. We can look for him to be world champion, I think, in the next 5 years. And
37 innings.
He made it in 37 innings, 50 points. Sang Lee made 38 in 37, so he came back a bit to average one.
That's for an average of 135. Very
the
strong
whole
average.
room is buzzing after that performance, and I'm buzzing too. This is Robert Byrne. AccuStats hopes you enjoyed that tape and would like to play it again. That's up to you. We have a lot of other tapes for your enjoyment.